Alright, I'm going to pair up Zach with Sal. He's a Japanese pitcher. Pretty impressive. He's like 165 pounds, like 5'9", and he throws like 95 miles an hour. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so only issue, he's it's slow motion footage, so I can't time him out, but I can time you out. So let's take you into your leg lift. Let's take a Sal in his leg lift. Okay. So, you're doing good. You're inside that drive leg. Okay, similar. Take you into your load, so you can see as your lift leg comes down, not a lot of forward movement at this point. Let's take a Sal where his lift leg is in that same place as yours. Okay, so you can see initially picking up a lot more speed coming out of his lift leg, lining up that force vector, lowering his center of gravity. So he's being a little bit more intense to kind of get that drive leg in position. So let's take you right before your drives. You can see, so technically that's your load because you're starting to drive out of that position. So Sal continues down, so that's probably right where he starts his drive. So look at the linear drive leg there, look at your drive leg. So it comes down to, do you have the ability to do what he's doing? Probably not. That's what you need to develop. You need to develop that kind of leg strength. Because your hip position started here and moved to there. His hip position moved here and moved all the way down to there before his leg drive. So he's just lowering that center of gravity, which is going to give him the ability to generate more force through the ground. Okay, so that means more leg power, more stride power. 2, you wanting to drive here is going to mean you're not going to put a lot of linear power in your delivery. It's going to be more just rotational. I mean, your drive here, even though you're trying to, now it's just launching you up in a vertical movement. So it's just not well guided. We want it to be like where the Sal is here. See how more linear he's moving with his? Okay. So his hips have kind of just gone into this direction, and yours have gone a little bit like this, and they're even starting to move up. Okay. So it's going to be hard to convert whatever leg drive you initiated there, because it's all that momentum's going up. Okay, and it's going to want to have to come back down, and it's going to hit that front leg, and everything's going to stay pretty vertical at that point. His is coming down, and it's going to stick that leg, and it's going to be still moving in a good linear position. So his is not only going to convert better, there's more power because you got more linear, you got more loaded, but so his is not only going to convert better, it's not only more power, but it's going to convert better. So we'll see as he gets into front foot, we see that drive ankle kick through. We see as that drive ankle kicks through, the hips are rotating even before he goes into front foot strike. He hits that front leg, good linear position on that front leg, and stabilizes, and those hips open pretty quickly. That arm cocking is just coming into front foot strike, timed really well as those hips open. Okay, so you're kind of coming down now because of that little leap. Okay, so you're landing vertical. Okay, so a lot of your forces, a lot of his forces here are still moving forward. A lot of your forces here are moving down. Okay. You're going to feel everything wanting to pull down. That's why your glove side's going down. Everything's pulling down because you came out of that big vertical movement. Okay. So when you stabilize that leg and your hips open right there, say right that point, and you're well into shoulder rotation here. I was hoping because some of your separation throws, you'd have more separation. So we're not getting the separation you were getting in those separation throws on the mount. So you're not going to be able to see. I mean, we didn't gun you there. You probably were throwing harder in your separation throws than you're probably throwing at that moment on the mound because you weren't separating your hips and shoulders. Because remember when we did your separation throws and we stopped you here and your hips open, remember your arm was still back even though your glove was open? Okay. So you're not able to get that to the mound. And that's common. I mean, that's what we're trying to progress. As we get more accustomed to those separation throws. We try to progress it through the preseason guide to where it's more like the lateral movements off the mound, and then it's more, we see it more showing up in our full delivery. All right, so look at the difference between you two. So front leg, more linear, hips open, shoulders closed. More vertical, hips open and your shoulders open, okay? So the key is just moving like he was moving. You know, learning, training yourself to find these good loaded positions. You know, in the program we do right now, it's starting in full strides like he is there, and first understanding what it feels like to have linear power through the back leg hitting front foot, and how that will open the hips faster, and then you can separate your shoulders more into that movement. First, you're going to learn that, and then as we progress through and you get later on, if you want to start working in some of those level 3 drills, you think your legs are strong enough to do that, what I showed you today, then we can perfect getting down here into these loaded areas. That where that drive leg's in a great position to then build all that power that we're training to convert and all those med drills and everything. Okay, so basically what I'm telling you is we kind of work this in reverse. We're working to truly perfect what we do at front foot, what it feels like to take all that linear power in the front foot, and then we go back to the beginning of delivery and we perfect how we come out of our lifts into our loads. I just feel it's more effective working it that way. Okay. But I think that's where how your lower half needs to function, obviously, to where you can get that kind of hip to shoulder separation, because you have a really good arm path. You hit front foot, your arm's in good flexion there. It goes into really great abduction. Look, it's going to almost look identical to him here. Look at that, almost identical. Okay. He just still it's the lower half. So if we watch you guys together with the upper half, they would look perfect. If I could just kind of hide your lower half, let me see if I can do that. That's hard. If I could hide your lower half and you guys just watch your upper half, it would look identical. But then when we looked at the lower half, it would be completely different. So just the steps of you first learning how it works in the front foot and converting that into more hip and shoulder separation, and then building the leg strength and power to then load it deeper, more linear, and then accelerate your more speeds out of there. That would be the progression to really get to his level. Now let's time you out. Let's take you out of your leg lift. Okay, 0.7. It's not really too slow, but typically, it's close to an average. 0.6, 0.7 is usually average of high velocity guys. Okay. Let's take you at front foot strike to when your hips open. Okay. Now you're off there, so 0.06, you're more like Ben there, so you're slow there. Typical guys will do it immediately or one frame. That's usually 0.3. Okay, and then front foot to pitch release. Okay, you're kind of, that's where you're good. That's pretty much average, 0.6. So your stride is good and fast because you're generating a leg drive. It's just not efficient. It's too vertical, and it's not going to convert well, and that's why your hips are too slow. So just you learning how to master that lower half as your lower half becomes more explosive and more strong is going to be the key to you being able to move like him or be in that elite level like him. Any question?